After the music.
Cognac, gang.
Shot Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I am Cognac Boy C-Dub, holding it down on another breaking news episode for the Shot Boys Podcast. If you like what you're listening to, make sure you hit that like button, punch that subscribe button. We gonna continue to bring this dope content. Well, I don't know if this dope content, but when I woke up this morning, I got a notification. And on that notification, it said this. Shams tweeted, "What's the word going? What's the business?" The Bulls and Billy Donovan started negotiations at the end of last season and continued conversations through this week amid offseason planning, a brief pursuit of Donovan by the New York Knicks in the draft, free agency, and summer league. Yeah, he here to stay. Ain't no escaping him, y'all. Chicago Bulls head coach Billy Donovan has signed a multi-year contract extension with the franchise. Sources tell ESPN. Donovan is viewed as a leader within the Bulls organization and will enter his sixth season in Chicago, 2025-2026, with 800 NBA games coached over his career. We stuck. They don't even tell us the particulars of the contract. They don't even want to tell us. So, how did Billy Donovan get this contract, bro? Let's look at his record, bro. Let's look at his record with the Chicago Bulls. He's a healthy 195 and 205. He's under 500. So mediocre, less than mediocre. The 5 years he's been here, we went to the play-in tournament 5 times. We 2-3. But we ain't been to the playoffs but one time. And in that one playoff, we got one stinking victory against the Milwaukee Bucks. One stinking victory, bro. Now, let's talk about Billy Donovan as our coach in the foreseeable future, bro. It is what it is. For some strange reason, the Chicago Bulls coveted Billy Donovan, and actually, it ain't just the Chicago Bulls. You hear players from other teams commenting on how much they love Billy Donovan and his coaching style. You heard Patrick Beverley talking about he got some shit. Yeah, he got some shit, all right. But how are we supposed to get past the development of young players? How are we supposed to get past the mediocre record? How are we going to get past the results in a vacuum of Billy Donovan and his coaching style? How we going to get over the results, bro? Well, it ain't up to us to get over the results because the Chicago Bulls said, F y'all. F what y'all think. We think he's the best choice for us in the future. And I started to look up some things like what makes a good NBA coach. Number one, and there's 6 phases. I'm going to get to the comments in a minute. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Number 1 is basketball IQ and strategy. Mastery of X's and O's, defensive matchups. Ability to adjust mid-game and exploit weaknesses, prepared with game plans tailored to each opponent. He's mid at this. There's some times during games where I'm frustrated with mid-game adjustments. Sometimes I'm frustrated on how Nick Vooch is not getting the ball in the paint, while we ain't taking advantage of certain matchups that we have on the floor. I get frustrated with Billy. He's mid at this point. I give him mid. Number 2, and there's 6. Player relationships and communications. Builds trust and respects players. Understands how to motivate different personalities. Communicates clearly on expectations, roles, and feedback. What about that time when Zach LaVine was here? Y'all remember this instance between Zach, DeMar, and Billy? One game. Zach LaVine has an absolute, just a fucked up game. He was awful, turning the ball over, shooting horrible shots, and they wasn't hitting. Billy Donovan benched him for the fourth quarter. Okay, okay. Everybody can get this. That's what Billy was trying to say. Everybody can get this. But then the very next game, DeMar DeRozan did the same exact thing, maybe even worse. Maybe even worse. And he kept him in. Is that building respect and trust with your players? I'm going to give him an F on that. At 3, accountability and leadership. Y'all remember 2 years ago when there was a lot of deflecting coming from the Bulls front office and Billy Donovan, when we were at our fever blistering pitch about these Chicago Bulls and the effort we were seeing on the court? What did Billy do? Oh, they gonna have to play better. Oh, we got the right plan. They just not acting the plan out to the way they should be. That don't sound like leadership and accountability. Ass. He ain't getting none of that. On to the next one. Adaptability. Adjusts to roster changes, injuries, trades, and evolving trends. Embraces analytics, modern play styles like pace and space, and new roles. I absolutely think he does a good job with this. He do a good job at this. The Bulls played at a different pace. They shot the most 3-pointers per game last season with the Chicago Bulls. You could say it took long enough, but he did adjust. Adjusting rosters and stuff like that. I don't know. I still got a Montes Buzelis take that's coming up later, and I think it goes into this. He held Montes back, bro. I ain't gonna forgive him for that. He cost Montes Buzelis a Rookie of the Year. He cost Montes Buzelis an outright invitation to the Frost-Off game at All-Star Weekend. He did that. So, no, he doesn't get marks for adaptability. 5th, we got 2 more to go, then I'm getting to the comments. Development of talent. Maximizes young players and role players. Focuses on player growth, not just wins. Creates a system where players know how to succeed. Y'all tell me, have y'all seen Marko Simonovic? Odama Sanogo just signed to the Shanghai Super Tigers yesterday. Where is Carlik Jones? I just talked about Montes Buzelis and what he has cost him. What about Noah Essengay? We scared from Noah Essengay. So hell no to development of talent. Culture building. Culture building. I see Steve-O in the chat. Sets the tone for effort, teamwork, and unselfish play. Creates an identity the team buys. We ain't got no identity. It's starting to come around. It looks like we see semblance, remnants of a identity. They want to get up and down. They want to force turnovers. They want to get up as much threes as possible. We just finding this out. But culture building, I don't know about that. I ain't dismissing it, but I don't know. So through all the 6 key things a coach needs to be a good NBA coach, I says he has about 2 of them. Hey man, we seen this coming, bro. Y'all know that they love Billy Donovan for some reason. Maybe a good talker, he's a slick talker. I don't know. He got some info on the owners, on Jerry or something. But it is what it is. Now we must continue try to support this team, even though they keep doing things the opposite with what we want. I would bet that 70% of the Chicago Bulls fans did not want Billy Donovan as the head coach. So somehow, some way, we must look around Billy Donovan and cheer on this team. Let's get into the comments, bro. There's some wild shit to wake up to, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's just wild, bro. Let's get to the comments. Up here in these comments, man. Yeah, man. I know y'all pissed off, bro. I'm a little perturbed myself, bro. So here we go. What's up? He don't have a name. Chicago Bulls owners suck. Hey man, he don't care. All he care about that bag at the end of the month, man, or the 1st or the 15th or the end of the month. He just care about the bag. That's it. I don't think he give a damn what happens on the basketball team. What's the word, Goon? Shout out to Goon in the building. Trash. Just constant. I understand your sentiments, big dog. Oh hell no! See, they surprising us all that we shouldn't be surprised, bro. Why should we be surprised? Shout out to my boy Vontae. Why should we be surprised, bro? He this long. This been to be his 6th season as Chicago Bulls head coach. He just surpassed Tom Thibodeau. He is the 3rd longest tenured head coach in the NBA right now. I guess it's the way the Chicago Bulls want to build culture. They lost, my man James said. Chicago, I hope you like making to the play-in for the next 2 years with Billy. Bro, he trying to rub it in. Michael, you true, but you trying to rub it in our face, bro. Bro, you trying to rub it in, bro. James laughing at us. The only franchise that rewards losing coaches. How about, what would be worse? Rewarding losing coaches or rewarding mediocre coaches? And mediocre coaches that seems to be stuck where they at in mediocrity. Which one is worse? I think rewarding mediocrity is worse. What the fuck, Billy Gumshoe ass? We stuck with him. We stuck with him, y'all. It is what it is at this point. It is. What kind of secret pack do Billy in the front office have? But at the same time, who else would be a good candidate for us? Because I can't think of one. There's always a better candidate somewhere, bro. We could talk about the specific type of coach we could bring over here. I think we need a young coach, a young, innovative coach, tough with defense and innovative on the offensive end. That's what we need, bro. JT, I guess Vooch gonna be back too. Hey, he better not. Hold on. Hold on, bro. What's wrong with you, JT, bro? JT, bro. What you on, bro? Trying to give me a twitch or a glitch? Bobby on his way back home. He was traveling throughout the weekend. He should be back a little bit later. Yes, Vooch is going back this year. He might get an extension too, y'all. See. Y'all coming in here to troll me, bro. Shout out to Michael, bro. We already in the dumps. Do not compound my headache, please, Michael. Appreciate the love, though, Mike. Reason number 2, I don't care about this team. It even gave my man Steve-O more ammo. Y'all know how hard this is going to be to deal with Steve-O now, bro. And I get it with Steve-O. It's going to be hard, bro, now. It already was hard. Thanks, Chicago Bulls. What's the word, Jay Capone? Shout out to my boy, Jay. V-Dog in the building. I was just telling Steve-O that Billy Donovan is an elite Hall of Fame head coach. But only problem is that was all during his collegiate career, been mid on the NBA stage, and this is 100% correct. He had a spark when he started with the OKC Thunder. They went to the Western Conference Finals. But now you're just garbage to finish that bar. And yeah, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, basketball Hall of Famer. He got 2 national championships with Florida University or the University of Florida. But as an NBA coach, mediocre if you add everything into a vacuum. Mediocre. Emphasis on ochre. Fuck this franchise. We mad today. We upset. You got my boy JT upset, bro. A bum off the street that don't know about basketball is a better coach than Billy, bro. That might be right, bro. Is that anger talking? He ain't a bum at coaching, but he's been mediocre here. Jordan, what up, though? Get over it. You knew he was coming back on. We knew it, but it hurts when you get the news. Mr. Cynical Jordan, sweetie. It hurts. The Wizards wouldn't even made this mistake. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say, and it might be true. The Wizards wouldn't even made this mistake. They can pay Billy, but they can't pay Giddey. This is crazy to me. Pay Giddey. What's the numbers on this damn deal with Billy Donovan? Why y'all don't want to tell us? Shit. Shout out to my man R Dub. What's good, C Dub? Finally catching y'all live, man. Shout out to you. I'm glad you caught up with us, big dog. Shout out to my man R Dub. The old school magic. I guess Pat getting his extended too at this rate. He got extended last year. This is a constant barrage of bombing of bad news from the Chicago Bulls, bro. I need a coach at a lower level D1 coach that won like 500 plus games. Okay, that's interesting. I fuck with that, Steve-O. Billy Donovan a slut. He makes more money. Damn, Adam. Those real coaches. I see what you're saying. The guys in the trenches, the guys in the mud, they don't get as much pub as the guys at Arkansas, the guys at Kentucky, the guys at Illinois, Duke. Those are the guys setting the new wave. Those are the guys, though, big guys like Florida and Kentucky. Those are the guys they copy from. I know where you coming from, Steve-O. R-Dub, Billy D getting extended isn't a surprise. Once Knicks asked to interview him, they got jealous and rushed to a deal. Yep. But the reports is that the Bulls and Billy Donovan been in negotiation about this extension since last year. So they always been talking about extending Billy Donovan. They love him. My man Jay say Bulls and Sky are pissing me off, bro. There's some shit going on with the Sky, too. I'm going to have to do my research. I'm not really in tune. But I'm going to do my research to see what's going on over there. Billy schemes only work for college. What would you think of Stacey King as an option? Stacey King would be awesome because he's not your everyday run-of-the-mill coach. He has sat back and watched the game as a player and as a commentator for the last, half century or something like that, 40 years, 30 years. He knows the nuances inside and out of what today's game needs. He would be an excellent candidate. Why do you complain so much? You know how the Bulls work. They want yes men. coaches. I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you really pay attention, he hasn't been that bad of a coach. He hasn't been that good of a coach either, Jordan Sweetie. And that is the point of my topic here. He's been mediocre. He hasn't been good. He hasn't been bad. And they just keep rewarding mediocrity when we're going to try something different. That's all I'm saying. But it is his fault if you can't develop young players, if your team steady getting bounced out in the play-in tournament, if you continuously have guards guarding centers. I could get petty all day. Oski Magic, I'm dead. They did tell Bulls got $20 million. Really, I know about this, Steve O. I wouldn't pay Billy to train or coach my dog. Damn, Mike got jokes, bro. I'll rock with Mike, bro. Shout out to Mike, bro. If we ever move on from Donovan at some point in the future, give me a young, experienced veteran coach. Examples would be Nate Oates from Alabama. 2 would be Shaka Smart, currently at Marquette. Shaka Smart is an interesting name. Shaka Smart. Okay. Shaka Smart is interesting. I'm not opposed to that. But a young, innovative young coach would be good for me. You want to experience young veteran coach. You want to experience young veteran coach. Okay. Like what's the guy from the Sam Cassell or something like that? You mean something like that, or you mean what about the guy with the assistant coach with the Chicago Bulls? This is an interesting subject. I got to do some more looking into that too. Steve-O, 1 playoff win in 5 years. He ain't good. Well, man, it is what it is, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button, punch that subscribe button. We got some more comments. Do you ever wonder how this team will be run when Michael R takes over? AK sets no goals, so how can they hold Billy Donovan to any standard? That's a great point. That's a great point. The only person with real goals that I've heard in the last couple months is Montes Buzelis. He said he wants to bring the city a championship. He want to bring winning back to the city of Chicago. That's the only goals I've been hearing from the Chicago Bulls. It's from Montes Buzelis and his players. So make sure y'all stay tuned for later on. We're going to bring some more stuff. Y'all the best in the world. Hit that like button, subscribe. And we'll be coming back. I got one more from Being Dog. What I mean is someone who played and won a ring within the past decade or so. Sam Cassell, definitely. Okay, I see you. Look at those assistant coaches on those winning teams. Look at OKC. You can look at the Clippers. You can look at Indiana. You mean one of those guys. I get what you're saying. I'm not opposed to that. Make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all way out. Chicago Bulls fans, man, we got the toughest in the world, bro.